Go.
Go.
Hello, and welcome to episode 10 of Command Tower, a video series about Commander, the only real way to play Magic the Gathering. In this episode, we'll take a look at Joey's Yisan the Wanderer Bard deck.
Greetings, Cardboard Architects. I'm Matt from Dotabird Commander, and I've got freshly minted Commander All-Star Joey Ryan with me. What's up, Joey?
Not much.
So we're going to talk today a little bit about his mono-green Commander deck. He's got Yisan the Wanderer Bard up front as his Commander-in-Chief. And I'll just explain to you what Yisan does so that we're clear for the rest of the video. Yisan is a 2 and a green for a 2/3, obviously legendary creature. And his ability is pay 2 and a green and tap him, put a verse counter on Yisan, search your library for a creature card with converted mana cost equal to the number of verse counters on Yisan, and put it onto the battlefield. Then shuffle your library. So, Joey, tell us a little bit about how your deck works, basically what the idea behind your deck is.
So, my deck is built around Yisan's ability. I'm going to be playing Yisan as soon as I can, and basically searching my deck for every answer that I need. I've divvied up my deck into 3 types of cards, either an aggressive card, a utility card, or a reaching card, which is an in-sense utility, but it's an answer to flying, which is the greatest weakness to this deck. So at every single step of the way, I have multiple answers to one of those situations. If I'm doing really well, I'll tend to find an aggressive card, and a card that I just grab to hit hard. If I need to remove something, I'll find an answer to removal, such as Reclamation Sage or Acidic Slime. And if I need to protect my creatures, I can grab Archetype of Endurance, I could grab Bellowing Tangleworm, I could grab any form of utility, and then when somebody has a flying creature, I can grab something like Deadly Recluse or Soul of Zendikar.
I was going to ask you about that, because I know you said your deck has a weakness to flying, and you said you have answers to flying at every step along the Yisan chain.
Yes,
So-
each step I've decided and I found a reach specifically aided to get rid of flying, such as at step 3 I have Netcaster Spider, which gets a bonus against flying. Step 6 I have Soul of Zendikar. Step 5 I have an Arbor Colossus.
Right.
So I have an answer to flying every step of the way.
Yeah, pretty well set there on one of Green's main weaknesses.
Yeah.
So also, talking about the Yisan chain and what Yisan can do for you as far as searching up and giving you resiliency, you mentioned the utility cards. What are some of the utility cards and different types of permanents and things that your opponents are doing that you can answer with those utility cards?
So one of the major weaknesses of this deck, and of a lot of green decks, is removal. So I have utility cards such as Reclamation Sage and Acidic Slime to remove artifacts or enchantments, and at the odd case I can remove a land. I also have cards like Cursor or Crewfix so that I can get myself some land and start gaining some extra life.
Sure.
In addition, I have evasion cards like Noble Quarry or Bellowing Tangleworm so that I can get past my opponent's defenses and not worry about losing too many creatures, because one of the greatest strengths in this deck is the creature base.
Mm-hmm. Definitely. That you beat me right to the punch there on my next question. I was going to ask you about some cool interactions in the deck. The main interaction, of course, is Yisan searching up all of these awesome creatures. But you also have Noble Quarry, which was actually cast against me in a game we played together.
Mm-hmm.
I was shocked at what that card did. So how does the card work exactly, and what kind of crazy stuff have you done with it?
So one of the biggest weaknesses with the green deck is you have to get past your enemy's defenses. You'll have the big creatures, but if you don't have trample, it's hard to get past them. Noble Quarry answers that in the sense that when you attack with Noble Quarry, every creature that the opponent controls that's able to block has to block Noble Quarry, which allows all of your creatures to get through. As an added bonus, with Noble Quarry being a bestow, I can bestow it on something like Acidic Slime. Swing with that, I know I'm going to kill something I want. But more importantly, I get 2 turns where I get to hit my opponent for free with no worries except I lose maybe an Acidic Slime, which is easily replaceable for 40 plus points of damage.
Right. So no more big, dumb 5/5s and 6/6s getting chump blocked by, say, a 1/1 soldier token or something like that. So, Joey, what's your favorite card in your deck?
Actually, my favorite card is probably an unusual one. It's Karametra's Acolyte. It's my fourth grab all the time. Every single time that I go with Yisan, I always grab Karametra's Acolyte because of the amount of devotion that I have on the field. Her alone has won me many games, just on the fact that I can tap her for like 20 plus mana.
Yeah, I can attest to that.
Yeah, and I mean, like, if I can use a card like Genesis Wave for 20, that means I'm just grabbing permanents, smacking them on the field, or use a Genesis Hydra, or anything in my hand. It starts to speed up the game for me.
Yeah, definitely. It's a very permanent heavy deck, so, I mean, obviously being mono green, the Acolyte is especially effective in here just because of how few instants and sorceries there are.
Yes.
Okay, sweet. So the last question I'll ask you, Joey, is what is your least favorite card in Commander when it's cast against you?
Any form of removal sucks, just in general, but in particular, Anger of the Gods. Anger of the Gods hits my mana. So in the early stages of the game, I'm grabbing cards like Elvish Mystic or Voyaging Satyr. I don't want those cards to go away. And if Anger of the Gods comes out, not only do they go away, but I have no way of getting them back.
Right.
And I mean, one of the other features I've added to this deck is Grave Retrieval with like Bow of Nelia, Restock, and Regrowth, so that if I do lose an important part of my plan, I can grab it back. But Anger of the Gods kind of corrupts that plan by just killing all my mana.
Yeah, it just says no.
Yeah.
So not only does it take out your early game mana ramp, but it also really hinders your devotion count as well for cards like the Acolyte. So, all right, awesome. It's great to hear about your deck, Joey, and I hope you guys enjoyed it. As for me, check us out, Dotobird Commander on Facebook and Twitter. We're at Dotobird Lives. Sorry, I had to update that one. And then just search for Dotobird Commander on Facebook. Thanks for watching.
Yep.